Hey everybody, welcome to Round the Twist. This is episode, oh Lord, my computer's in the middle of restarting. I think it's 359. If you're watching this and going, wait, where's 358? Well, I can tell you, sorry, adjustments. 358 is waiting to be uploaded to YouTube, and I don't know why I didn't do it 2 weeks ago. There goes my computer. Maybe. So it is, I don't even know what the date is. It is April 7th, I believe, 2019. I am sure of the year and the month. I'm pretty sure it's April 7th because the first was on a Monday. Yes. And so in the ensuing couple of weeks since I last recorded, we had Interweave Yarn Fest here in beautiful, it was over in Loveland. So here's one of my things I got. I'll tell you about it later. But I have blueberry cinnamon cobbler coffee. So yeah, it's a gorgeous day outside. I probably should have recorded outside, but there's really not, it's full sun right now and we'd be more, everything's really blown out. I closed the blinds a little bit even, but yay! Yay for paleness and not putting any makeup on because it's the weekend and I'm going to be shampooing my carpets later and I didn't feel like doing it. So you get me still with wet hair, this mop that I need to do something with, and knitting, right? Oh, Lord. I don't know. My computer's freaking out in the background. So, how have y'all been? Knitting. More coffee first. I didn't do any show notes, so we're going to wing it. So I have what's on my needles, right? You came for the crafting, right? I feel like I'm sitting really low. That's a little better. Okay. First thing, I started a new thing. Or should I start with the old thing? No, let's start with the new thing. Hubby's upstairs with the kids, teaching them to play Uno, so we'll see how long this lasts before I get interrupted. First thing is a new pair of socks, which I had thought, sorry, trying to restart. I had thought were going to be for me. And then I sent a picture to my friend Sarah, and she's like, oh my gosh, I love them. So they quickly became for her because I showed them to her at the point where, well, if I'm going to make them for her, then I should probably start the heel since she likes shorter cuffs than I do. So this yarn is Deep Stash. Don't ask me how old. Don't ask me where I got it. It is Trekking XXL. Color 109. Highly imaginative. And this is the Trekking that I love. This is like a couple, there's a denim blue, there's pale blue, there's a couple of different shades of purple, there's a deep plum and a navy blue. But when you knit it, it looks like hand spun. But it wears like iron. I love this stuff so, so, so much. So I'm knitting this up on a US 1, 2.25 millimeter needle. I think I need to count rows because I was watching a show last night with the hubby, Hannah, over on the new show that's over on Amazon Prime streaming, Prime Video, whatever they're calling it these days. And we got 2 episodes in and I was just knitting away and I just realized, wow, that foot's looking a little long. I should probably count rows. But see how it's like marled, get out of the way, tail. It's like marled and variegated, all the different colors. That's how hand spun looks when you knit it up. So I love this to pieces. It's my usual top down 72 stitches with a slip stitch heel flap and a gusset. Knitting them up for my friend Sarah. These will be her birthday present for the summer. She just sent me pictures. She has been darning the socks that I think she said she had four different pairs of socks out of all the ones I've made her over the years. She had 4 of them in her darning basket that she needed to work on. So another pair is due. And about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I finally mailed off her Christmas socks. They were done in time for Christmas. I just didn't get to the post office, even though the post office is like 1.5 miles down the road. It's not somewhere I drive to often. So first sock is probably close to ready for the toe. I'm through the whole cuff, heel flap, the whole way down. Did I talk about this one the last recording? I don't remember because I didn't take show notes for that one either. I'm terrible. Terrible. But it's getting close. I will count, and then next week I'll probably have that, or next time I record, I'll probably have that sock done. Second thing, on the needles. Yesterday I pulled out, or on the hook, as it should be, I pulled out my stained glass blanket because I was like, I haven't touched this thing in months. I should work on it. Sure enough, this giant thing was 7 hexagons from the first half of this blanket being completed. Oh, that's just, I was like, why do I have that whole tail sticking up? So let me find, where's my thing? Don't ask me how many hexagons this is. So this last corner over here, hi, needs, right here, needs 2 more hexagons to be finished. So you can see my progress keeper from Melibella hanging there. That's where I was. I added this one, which I did, it's like yellow and purple. There you go. Not really better back there. Gabe picked this one that we've had before that I don't know the name of it either. And then I added another progress keeper down here. I think this one is Sea Stone. County Clare, and I think this one is Soctopus. No, it's not Soctopus. What is that one? I don't remember, but it's got like a tan, a lavender, and a deep green. So I need 2 more. I added 5. I need to do 2 more hexagons added on. I had to come down and wind more yarn. So the centers of this ginormous thing that is only going to be halfway complete but still be a usable blanket. All the centers are Socks That Rock lightweight and medium weight scraps that I've had left over from projects. The black is the Loopy You Solid series in black, the highly imaginative name that people have been nice enough to sell to me from their D-stash, and I had to come down and wind another ball because I had enough to do, I think, get 3 centers on, and then on the 4th center, I made it almost all the way around. I ran out with like that much left to cover, like from here to here was all that I needed to finish that hexagon, so I wasn't going to rip it out. I did a magic knot and moved on with my life. But this thing, it's ginormous. It's ginormous. So now comes the quandary. Oh yeah, what am I using? All the important stuff. See, I don't record for a while, and how I record flies right out of my head. Welcome to my life. I am using an F hook, which is a 3.75. If it'll focus. It did quickly too. 3.75 millimeter hook. It's just nothing fancy. It's a Susan Bates. And now comes the quandary. So when I finish this half, so y'all remember how I started. I started with 1 center and then did 6 around it, so it almost looked like a flower, and just kept building out and building around and around and around. Now I know how big this blanket is going to be when it's done, completely done, which will be at this rate about 4 years from now. I'm debating, do I start the second half like I started this half, knowing the size that I have to go out to, and then do another row of hexagons in between to join the 2 halves together? Or do I just start doing rows now on this and just going back and forth and keep adding until it's doubled in size? I haven't decided yet. However, or I should say, rather than adding all on one half because the colors aren't going to be the same, add a row on one side, add a row on this side, add a row. I might do that. Ooh, that's a good idea. That's an idea. I might do that one. Now I'm leaning toward that. Weigh in, see what you think. Because right now, what's in this little bag is all of the hexies that I currently have left. This is all that I have. done up. Thank you, Sarah, for doing them for me. Next comes doing to my stash what I did to my mom's stash, which is going through, cutting the bands off of them, winding, I can't remember if I did 12 or 20 gram balls and sending them to Sarah to do my hexagons for. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see. But it is a fully functional blanket. I can sit on the couch, cover my feet, and it comes up to my armpits. So it's perfect size right now. That's everything on the needles. I do have pokey things though. So sorry, little rustling. In this house we do Geek Cross Stitch by Fangirl Stitches. I did a little bit of work on. Get this out. So I had finished the Here 42 is the answer to everything and I moved down to the bottom and I finished another line of Know Who to Beep When the Apocalypse Comes, which is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer reference. So right now we have Here 42 is the answer to everything and the odds are ever in our favor. So of course we have Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and Hunger Games. We have fun storming the castle, Princess Bride, and Know Who to Beep When the Apocalypse Comes, which is Buffy. I love this. I'm getting faster at my back stitch. Do you guys want to see the back of my thing? Of course you do, because knitters and crafters always want to see the wrong side of stuff. There's my back. I'm trying to keep it fairly neat. Obviously I'm carrying between the words, but it's coming along. So I think I'm going to, just because of how I have it framed in the Q-snap, I think I'm going to keep going down. And if I remember right, the next bit, let me look at the... So Fangirl Stitches is over on Etsy. And she does wonderful, wonderful patterns, including Pixel People. So if there's a particular show that you like, she'll have like all the characters lined up. And usually with some saying underneath, she has Jane Austen, she's got The Office, she's got Voyager, DC, Marvel, take your pick. She's got everything. Lord of the Rings, if your geekiness goes back as far as mine does. We Know the Truth Is Out There is next, which is X-Files. And that there's coffee in that nebula, which is going to be really obscure for most people, but that is Star Trek Voyager, which is honestly my favorite Voyager, or my favorite Star Trek series, with Next Gen coming in second. It's a thing, but I identify with Captain Janeway with her need for coffee. That would be my priority to get home, but have enough coffee to make it there. So I've been working on that. That's like 2 or 1 nap time, rest time in the afternoon, which the kids are starting to give up, which is a problem. Well, I mean, it's good since they're starting full-time kindergarten in the fall. And just a little bit in the evening to finish it out. Or right after they got up, they let me have like another 15 or 20 minutes so I could finish the word. So, yay. Progress. Progress, progress. So, various and sundry other things. That's all the pokey stuff I have. I haven't been doing any sewing, so, yeah. I take my crafting when I can, and I still haven't been able to finish that scrub top because I haven't had the time. So last weekend on Saturday, which was the 30th of March, I took the kids, because hubby was at work, and went over to Interweave Yarn Fest, which was over at the Embassy Suites in Loveland, and went into the marketplace. I met my friend Lynn Zim there, and thank God she was there to help me wrangle the kids, because oh my gosh. There's a reason I wanted to go after work one night instead of going on Saturday when hubby was at work, and it's because I wanted to enjoy myself. Well, so Lynn's and my usual MO for this is to take a lap, and which she'd already been there, so she knew all the vendors that were there. Take a lap, look at everything, and then go back to the places we wanted to see. I only had one place that I really, really wanted to go, and that was Pauli Studios. They make these wonderful, wonderful hand-thrown mugs, all with geeky little things on them. They had, obviously, Doctor Who. They had Harry Potter. They had geeky yarn things as well. I almost got a Harry Potter one as well as this one, but I had to give in to this. It says, "Nevertheless, she regenerated," which is a reference to Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor. It is huge. The handle is so comfortable for my whole hand. If you're hesitating about getting a Poly Studios mug, do it. They put a cute little paw print at the base of their handle, which is adorable. I could have dropped so much money in that booth, but I was good. I only got the one. Also, I can't remember the booth. Oh, Enchanted Fibers. But they had, it's an alpaca cookie cutter. So I had to get it. So this Christmas we will have alpaca shaped sugar cookies for Santa. Reindeer, alpacas, it's all the same thing, right? Which Enchanted Fibers comes from Chimera Ranch, which is Sandra and Norm Johnson, and they had some other beautiful stuff. But just walking by, I was like, oh my gosh, alpaca cookie cutter, I must have it. And this was actually the first thing that I bought as soon as we walked in the market. And then, kind of walking around, if I would have had more time before we had almost complete and utter meltdown, it wasn't quite that bad, but the kids were done after one lap around the convention center. Like one lap around the floor, Gabe's like, "Can we go now?" And he was just flopping on the ground in people's booths and in the middle of the walkway. So I tried to keep it quick. We stopped at White Birch Fiber Arts, which I love. I love her dyeing jobs and just the way she displays everything. So with her self-stripings, obviously I got two, she has samples knit on little wood blocks. It's almost like taking the cuff part of a sock blocker, but they're only about this big, so she just knits the cuff and slides it on there and has that above where the skein is hanging, so you can see how it's going to knit up and not go, okay, that's a lot of rainbow clown barf, which is how I would have looked at this. But so each of the kids got to pick out, even though they haven't been wearing their socks that I knit them, they each got to pick out a skein of yarn, and that delayed the freak out, and mommy gets to knit with nice yarn. So this one for Gabe, it has kind of how his Dark Side of the, was it Dark Side of the Moon? I don't even, Fade to Black, whatever, his black ones with the rainbow stripes in between, that was kind of like black to gray to black and then a rainbow, black to gray to black. This is the same thing, only it has obviously neon green in between. And the colorway is called Mr. Yuck, which anyone who grew up in the 80s will remember coming home from elementary school with Mr. Yuck stickers that you then got underneath wherever your family kept your cleaning supplies. For me, it was underneath the kitchen sink, and you stuck Mr. Yuck stickers on everything. And it was a little dude in a little like emoji face almost in neon green and black of a guy going, ugh. So it's what I remember from my childhood. Other one that Tara picked. So originally she'd picked a similar one to this, except the stripes were solid shades of pink to red. And she wanted that one. She wanted that one. And then I saw this one. Look at all that. This is like Gabe's rainbow socks from last year, except instead of the black to gray to black, this has pink speckles. So, plus, what little girl who's into My Little Pony could refuse a yarn called Sparkle Pony? There is no Stellina in this, or Angelina, any sparkly, but pink with rainbows, my little girl went ballistic, and I thought she was going to turn inside out when she saw what this, oh, don't tell me there's a knot. Oh no, okay. Anyway, that's everything that I got at Interweave Yarn Fest. I would have loved to get a sweater's worth of yarn for me. I had been planning on getting a sweater's worth of yarn for me, not that I don't have 8 sweaters worth back in that room, but you know, it was probably a good thing that the kids had their meltdown so that I didn't spend unnecessary money. So, next thing that I'll be attending, Interweave Yarn Fest was interesting. Sorry, I'm trying to see my calendar. Next thing I'll be attending, the weekend of June 7th, 8th, and 9th, it will be the Estes Park Wool Market. and that's up in Estes Park, Colorado. I'm going to be taking a class on drum carting from the Clemes brothers that own Clemes and Clemes. Clems and Clems? I'm assuming it's Clemes and Clemes. I'll be corrected. But I think it'll be fun. So I'm taking that all-day class on Friday the 7th. We're actually using it as like a little mini family vacation. We've got a hotel booked at a pet-friendly hotel in Estes itself. And I'm really excited to go up there. Well, we're going to take the dogs with us, obviously. Otherwise, why go to a pet-friendly hotel? Would have booked somewhere else. And take the kids to see stuff. The hotel we ended up in has a huge game room and a restaurant on property, so we won't have to go very far, but we're within walking distance of downtown, so excited about that. And just to get away for a little bit. Hubby's asked for the time off work, so we're going to head up Thursday night. Oh, poop. I just realized I might need to change that reservation. Sorry, let me look and see. Please. Oh no, good, they're expecting us on the 6th. So after I get off of work on Thursday, we are going to take off and head up there because my class starts at 8 in the morning on Friday. So I didn't want to have to drive up the canyon at the butt crack of dawn and then have hubby and the kids and the dogs have to find something to do while I was in class until we could check into the hotel. So I just suddenly had this panic that I hadn't booked the hotel for Thursday night, that I booked it for Friday, but not Thursday. Sorry. Oh! So we'll be up there running around either, I don't know, we'll go to the Woolmarket either Saturday or Sunday, maybe both. Or we might do one or the other and then head up into the national park for part of it. I don't know what we're exactly going to do, but it'll be something fun. We need to get away for a little while, so. Let's see. I think I'm going to cut it off there. I'm not going to do any questions, but if you do have any questions for me, head over to the Round the Twist group. Look in the Any Questions thread. It is stickied at the top of the group. If you have something you want to ask me within reason, I'll try to answer it because we're running low on questions, but that's okay. I talked enough today, so we don't need to keep going. So I will see you all next time I record, maybe next week, maybe the week after. We'll see how it goes, how crazy life is. And hopefully everyone's doing great. If not, keep knitting, right? With confidence and hope through all crises. Oh, Elizabeth Zimmerman, the knitting mother of us all. But everyone, until next week, happy knitting.